Hello and welcome. In this session, we're going to look at isolated storage. What I mean by that is where the phone will actually write out or save data to the flash drive of the phone, not the application itself. Okay, again, we can have the isolated storage on the actual flash drive of the phone, or it could be on a database somewhere else. But either way, the concepts are the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw up a small application here to get this working. Now, the first thing I want is a text box. Okay, and I'm just going to make a big text box here. Okay, like that. And I'm going to call this txt. Now, what it's going to be, I want to put input and output, so I'll just call it IO. Txt IO, and I'm going to take the word text box out of it here. I'll need a few other controls. I'll need a couple of buttons. I'm going to put a button on here and I'll call this button save data. Or save, or just save save. And I'll call this txt save, or say btn save. And I'll need another button here. Okay, which I want to do is just get the data back. Okay, so I'll just put a show on this. Show, and I'll call this btn show. Okay, right, so there are two buttons. I'll just make them resize it better there. Okay, save and show the data. Okay, and what we'll do now is when we write in some text into our text box, we click save and it saves it out into an isolated storage on your Windows phone. Okay, as I said there, the action in this case will be behind the save button, which takes us into our C# page, and we can start writing here. Now, before I do anything, let's just take a look back up here at the using statements here. I'm going to be using isolated storage, and I'm going to be using input-output. So therefore, I'll have to bring in two new using statements. So the first is using, and it will be system.io. System.io, which is input-output. There. And I need another using system system.io dot isolated storage, and there we have isolated storage. Okay, so I'll need these two using statements here added to the to my existing using statements in order to get this working correctly. Okay, I'm going to start off with the app storage and an isolated file. I'm just going to type this out and then we'll talk through it. I'm going to use the var keyword and app store app store, and I'm going to set this to an isolated isolated storage file, because that's what I want. So I'll take that dot, and I want to get user store for application. Basically, what this is doing is it's going to locate the actual so App Store now is going to, or App Storage, whatever you want to call it, is going to get or know exactly where the file is. Okay, we'll talk about that as we're going along. So again, what I want to do now is, well, which file are we talking about? What is it going to be called? So I'm going to declare a file. Again, this would be a text file. So string. Okay, I'll call it file name. Okay, and I'm going to set this to example.txt. .txt. Okay, close that. Okay, so again, the string file name is going to, I have a variable set to the actual file which I wanted to write to. Okay, and again, App Store knows exactly where it is because this is the actual get application, and it'll know exactly the spot to go, where to go and get this for us. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a using statement now to get that out, to write the file. So what I want to do here is I create this using the using keyword here inside of the actual one here. I'm just going to set a parentheses. Okay, and inside this set of parentheses, I'm going to type in var file. Okay, and this will be set to. I'm just going to type this out, and then we'll just talk through it. Or let's just talk while we're doing it. So I'll put set to. Now what I want to do is I've declared this App Store here. So App Store, App Store. Okay, now what do I want with the App Store? Okay, I want to be able to open a file. So again, if I hit the dot notation here, you can see there I have an open file method. Okay, so again, a method, put in my set of parentheses. Now the parameter this will take is, first of all, it has to know the file name. So again, it's example.txt. So again, that's the variable we created. So file name. Okay, I'll put in a comma. Now I want to know, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to open it or create it, or what do you want to do? Again, so what I can use here is system. System.io. Okay, now again, what I want to do here is we're talking about file. So what I'm looking for here is file mode. Okay, so if you look at the files here, I'm looking for file mode. Okay, and in file mode, I want to open or create. So if it doesn't exist, create it, and if it does exist, open it. Okay, that's fine. So dot, and you can see here I have open or create property there. Okay, and what do I want to do if I open it or create it? Well, I obviously want to write to it, so a comma, and I can have system.io. And you can see here what I'm looking for is to be able to access that. So I'm looking for file access, which is up here, file access. And when I have file access, what do I want to do? I want to write to it. So I'll take, you can notice there I have read, write, write, or read, write, and write. So I want to write to it, and I'll take that. Okay, so this line has now defined exactly what's going to happen when we actually go to write the file. Okay, now another thing I have to do here, so using statements, I'm going to open a brace, okay, for this block of code. Okay, because once this block of code is executed, I just want to come out of that as well. So I'm going to use another using statement in here, and again, this is just going to. What I want to do here is call the stream writer. So I'll have var, okay, var. I'll give this a name. We'll call it write. Right. Again, we can call it that if we like, and that's going to be a new, and it's going to be a new stream writer. Okay, or stream writer, which is there. Okay, and again with the stream writer, what do I want to write? Okay, I should have closed out that. So what do I want to write? Okay, so again, what I want to do is write the file. Again, we've called it the file here. So again, it'll be that file. One there. Okay, now once where is it going to get the content to write? So we just tell it. Again, so I'll open my brace and close it here, and okay, so this is going to write something. So again, write. Okay, so I have my write, which I or I should have called that writer, because what I want to do is dot write with a capital W there. The write method is what I want. Okay, now with the write method, what do I want to write? I want to write the contents of the text box that I just created here, which I call txt.io. Okay, are the contents of that. txt.io.text. Okay, so this block of code will now write out to that file some text. Okay, so let's just compile this and see if it works first. So I'm going to run this now in the emulator. Okay, so just click in here. I'll use my page up here and I'll type in this is test by. Okay, and I'm going to click save. Okay, now I have nothing to show me that it's saved to the here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop on a button here for clear, just to clear this out, and then I'll just put in the code for show. Okay, so let's go back here, and I just want to clear out that box here, so I'll just put another button on. Toolbox button, and I'll just put the text on here. Clear box, and I'll just call this BTM clear. Okay, and I'm going to go back here now. What I want to do now, let's just do the code for a clear box now, because it's going to be very small. All we want to do is take our text box, our text io.text, and set that to just an empty string and terminate the line. Okay, so we'll just run that code again. Okay, and I just type in here another test, test. Okay, I'll save that, and then just hit clear box, and you can see there it clears out. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is show what I've written to the file. Okay, so I'll put that in behind the show button. Okay, so I'll stop debugging here, and I'll come over here to my XAML page and just double click show, and we'll put the code in here. Now this will be very similar to the code that we used for writing. So the first thing we have to do is tell it to go off to where something is stored. So I'm going to again using statement here, using. Okay, I'll put in a set of parentheses, and what I'm looking for here, this is going to be using block, so I'll put a brace and a closing brace. So in this using block, I'm going to put where to go and look for this. So it's in isolated storage file. So which is there, isolated storage file. Again, let's give it a name, stored. We'll set that to isolated isolated storage file dot, and again get user store for application. Okay, which is this method here, and again being a method, put in our parentheses. Okay, now what's going to happen? That's basically a long-winded way of saying how it can actually find the exact spot or where something was stored inside of the isolated storage on your flash drive. Okay, so again, we used up here. Let's go back here for a second. You can see there we used Stream Writer to write out to the file. In this one now, what I want to use is a stream reader. Okay, so again, I'm going to put a using block in here, using parentheses, an opening brace and a closing brace. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is declare or call my stream reader. So str, so again, stream reader. Reader. So stream reader. Again, give it a name. SR stream reader. Okay, and that's going to be set to a new object. Okay, and it's going to be a new stream reader, of course. Parentheses. Okay, and again, it's where to get this. Okay, so what is it going to read? Okay, it's going to read the file called example.txt. Okay, so again, that's in store, stored. You know, or stored. Okay, stored. We wanted to open the file. Open file, which is a method. Which file do we want to open? And again, the file we wanted to open is called example.txt. Okay, ale.txt. Okay, I'll just double check. That's what I've called it up here. Example.txt. Yes. Again, I was forgetting there what I called it. So again, so in that method, okay, what do I want to do? I want to be able to access and read it. Okay, so open, access, and read. Okay, so I'll put a comma there. Okay, and file open. File open. Sorry, file mode, mode. I'm gonna get that again. File mode dot open. That's all I want to do here. File mode dot open, and again I want file access dot read. So file access dot read. Okay, so that looks good there. Okay, again, for the block of code in this, what we want to happen, well, what do we want it to read? Okay, and we want to read it right down to the end. So again, if I go, it's going to be txt.io.text. This is going to display what the file is reading. So again, what did we call the stream reader? We called it SR. So SR. Okay, dot. Okay, and again, we wanted to read all the way to the end. So read to end method. Okay, and that should do the trick. Okay, let me test that now. So let's run this piece of code here. Okay, let's just put in a third one. I'll just put in my name. Okay, so again, we'll save that. Okay, I'm going to clear the box. Okay, and now read the reader, so I'll click show. Okay, and you can see my name is Dick. Now again, I should have wrapped this text box, so which is I'm going to do. Okay, so let's I'm just going to stop debugging here and just wrap that text box. So again, here, click on your text box. What you're looking for is text wrapping. So come down to the text and text wrapping. You can see no wrap is set there, so I'm going to set it to wrap. Okay, and let's run that application again. So here we are here. So let's put some stuff in here. This is a test. Okay, hello. Okay, there. Okay, that's grand. Save that. Clear the box. Okay, and let's see it, bringing it back so you can see this is the text, and you can see there. Again, okay, when it's writing over this, I had Damien in. I haven't allowed the full amount of text, so let's do this again. So it's good to be debugging here as we're going. So I'll stop the application. Okay, so let's get this right. What I want you to do is come back to your text box, click on the text box, and come up here. And what we want to do is allow it to accept a hard return here. So accept returns, just put a check in that box. So we can come back here. I want you to save it now and we'll run it again. Okay, let that load up. Okay, I'll type in there 7 DA was in the week. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Okay, save. You know what I'm doing here. Just go on down. Okay, clear the box. Then show. And you can see there it's coming out exactly as expected. The only thing here is if I were to stop debugging and run that again, if I were to come over here, stop debugging, okay, and without doing anything and just run the application again, so let's just run it again. Okay, and show. Again, it's the emulator. Will the emulator store the thing? And you can see it does. But what happens if I close down the actual emulator altogether? By closing down the... sorry, I should have stopped debugging there. Okay, so we're stopped debugging. Now when I actually go to open the emulator, you can see what's going to happen here is that when you actually close down the emulator, it clears out all its temporary memory. Okay, so when I click the show here, I should get nothing. Okay, actually what will pop up is an error telling me there that I don't even have a file called example.txt. Okay, so if I click show, again, there's nothing to show. It's gone off. It's looking for example.txt. Cannot find it. Okay, and it will show that to me now as an error. So let's just bring this up. So you can see example.txt is not in isolated storage. Again, what I could do here is pop in an if statement to take care of this. But really, what I want to do is get the get input output working in this video, and we'll move on as to do this now with a list box. Okay, thank you for your attention.